Hey everybody, this is Captain Kyle and I'm here with Power Surge Starscream. This guy is from the kind of Robots in Disguise line, but in Takara. This is very cool. This is basically a slight repaint of the Power Surge Starscream, which was a Toys R Us exclusive, I think, in Japan. And this was also released in Japan, as you can tell by the packaging, but with a little bit more show-accurate coloration. And he's got like, well, it's good for Pride Month because he's got like a rainbow circle around his Decepticon symbol. Always knew you were gay. I'm gonna open this guy up, go through him bit by bit, and see if he's good for your collection. Be right back. All right, so I got this. This was actually purchased by a friend in Florida who spotted it at a store, and I reimbursed them and they shipped it to me. But if you want to get one, I will put a link to search eBay in the description. Let's get it out. The packaging is very nice. It is a TAV-57 Power Surge Starscream. And you can see pictures on the back. And he does come with a little guy who becomes a sword. So let's take him out of this prison. Now this is a bit of an older toy. I'm not seeing a date jump out at me, but obviously this is a few years old. But never removed from the packaging because you can see all these little plastic strings. And we have, of course, instructions and a white piece of paper that does nothing. I don't know why that is. Product catalogs. I have not seen a product catalog in a long time. This is showing me Optimus Prime. It's showing me Bumblebee and yeah, a whole bunch of characters. And of course, instructions, which luckily have pictures because I do not read Japanese. All right, let's get him out so we can review him, and then he can go join all the other Starscreams in the Starscream case. And one nice thing about most versions of Starscream is he comes with his arm weapons. And that is also the case with this one. Hopefully you could hear me all over all that snapping. There he is outside of the plastic prison. A very handsome version of Starscream. Oh, Megatron, I will get you. There's been so many voices for Starscream. Of course, Chris Latta's voice is the quintessential Starscream. Often imitated, never quite duplicated. But there's his little guy next to him. Right there. And he transforms with, like, one move into a sword. Or it looks like also a gun, because there's a handle on the side there. He could be a weird-looking blade launcher gun. So there he is. I'm gonna actually take this out while I go over the posability of this older figure, but obviously no ankle rockers, but he still has enough stability with the way his legs are constructed to have a pretty wide stance. He can do a full toes up Jean-Claude Van Damme, and except of course there's a piece of the jet in the back that kind of keeps it from totally going down on his crotch. That didn't sound right. Shut up, Logan. The legs, it goes forward, it goes to the side, but there does not appear to be any knee joint, so that kind of stinks. The arms go off to the side. Doesn't really bend at the shoulder. These seem locked in. So he can bend at the elbow, he can swivel, though because of his arm weapons and the wings, he can't swivel out too far, but yes, my friends, I would like to invite you over for dinner and distraction. I don't know what came over me. The hands, it's part of the transformation, I believe, but they can kind of swivel up and down. The head does not turn. So he's not the most posable of figures, but he does look really cool. You can see on the back view, he's got, you know, wings and such, some kibble, but it doesn't look horrible. And he does have a post here. I believe you can plug things into it. You might even be able to plug his buddy into it. I'm carrying around my baby. I am Starscream, Lord of the Universe. I will become leader of the Decepticons, motherfucker. Yeah, that doesn't hold too well, but then again, he probably wouldn't make the best of fathers. You're more of a mom. Not even a good one. But yeah, a very handsome version of Starscream. All right, let's check out his vehicle mode. I believe there's also supposed to be electronics in here, but I'm not seeing a tab to pull to activate the electronics. Either that or the batteries are dead, so if it does have batteries, they're either not included or dead, in which case, again, I have to take them out. I'll figure that out later. So there he is in vehicle mode. Cool looking jet. Transformation was not difficult. I did look at the instructions. Kind of reminds me of one of the G2 Cyberjets. I forget which one it is. It's got the nice tail fins. You look at the bottom, his face is mostly covered by the jet engines. There you can see his smirking little mouth. He's got his arm weapons here, which one seems to turn easily. The other one, there we go. Always a little loath, especially with older toys. And, you know, third parties. of trying to force something if it doesn't seem to want to go easily, but yeah, he's got his weapons, so you can't really tell he's a robot from the bottom, but it does look kind of funky. You can see his Decepticon symbol there. He doesn't have Decepticon symbols on the wings, which is a little disappointing, but a nice jet mode. Again, I'm going to have to figure out the electronics, probably have to load in a battery. It probably says battery's not included and I just can't read it. Yeah, I can't read that. Now this guy, I don't see a place for him in the vehicle mode. So you could try plugging him in somewhere. I mean, that would kind of interfere with landing. So he could just chill, or maybe in sword mode. His profile is there. He fits much better in sword mode. So you can put it on the bottom, though it keeps his landing gear, which is right here, from touching the ground. So he'd probably want to launch that at somebody, stab him right through the head before he landed using his landing gear, or he would just transform in midair. I mean, they have landing gear, but most of the time they're not going to actually land that way. They're going to transform and land on their feet. This front nose doesn't seem to want to be perfectly aligned. It's kind of spread out. I don't know if that's a defect or if it's just a defect is in me, but still cool looking version of Starscream from Japan. Looks very nice. And of course, if you want to get one of these, well, you're not going to find it in a lot of retail stores unless it's a collectible shop that, like the one in Florida. Let's see here. You can put it on the top. There we go. If it's in sword mode, or he. I don't know what his pronouns are, but very cool. In jet mode, he is about, from the tips of his tail fins to his nose, about 10 inches. Wow, impressive. Oh, I'm sorry. 11. Wow. That's quite the length you got there, Starscream. He is definitely one of the larger versions of Starscream in robot mode. From the top of his wingtips here, or wing backs, he stands about 10 inches tall. So a good size Starscream. Again, not a lot of kibble on the back. So a pretty cool addition to my Starscream collection. I know you're jealous. It's okay. You can get your own. I think they go somewhere anywhere from like 60 to 80 bucks. Older toy, it's a late fee. What can you do? But while you are debating about getting this particular Starscream, we do have another video over here that you can check out, which is him as a false emperor. No, I didn't mispronounce that. That's what it says. Third party, pretty cool looking, very detailed, a little smaller. But we'll see you next time. I hope you're having as much fun watching these videos as I am having making them. And as always, have fun. Good hunting.